to be equal or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. Number 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Number 6, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Number 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone this morning for joining this conference call today. Let us move to our next session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all have joined this morning? Please unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjari Lila Devi Dasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining every morning, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for all the services, and thank you for your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji. Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every morning and inspiring everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Pranam. I am Varija, joining in from Mumbai. Really grateful for these classes. Wonderful, wonderful. Hari Bol. Your Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Varija Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Guru Maharaj.
Guru Maharaj
For joining. Are you joining for the first time, Mataji?
No, I've been attending a few classes now. A little, not very regular, but yes, I would want to do it regularly.
Please joining, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shama Guri Devi Dasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shama Guri Mataji. Please accept my koti koti pranam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. All glories to you, Mataji. Thank you so much for your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji. All glories Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devi Dasi from Raleigh.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Devi Dasi. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Prabhupada. All glories to Prabhupada. All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. My Dandavat Pranams to all the assembled devotees. This is Susmita from Canada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every morning. Thank you. Hare Krishna. I think I missed with Mohini Mataji. Thank you for joining this morning, Mohini Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, everyone, for joining every morning. Hare Krishna. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Nityananda Prabhuji in this morning. And Prabhuji will be enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 6 and verse 16. But before we move forward, I would request Bala Bhadra Prabhuji to give a brief introduction yes, you can take over, Bala Bhadra Prabhuji. I don't...
Hare Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhu जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम. कैसे हो प्रभु जी? मैं आपको देखता हूँ खुश हो जाता हूँ. Little introduction for Prabhu ji. Our dear speaker for today is Senior Brahmachari from Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Temple, His Grace Nityananda Prabhu ji. Prabhu ji originally hails from Ramanathpuram, Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. He joined the ashram at a very young age of 19 years. Very young age. He served for a decade in Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Temple and then studied under the auspices of Srila Prabhupada disciple, His Grace Gopi Parandan Prabhuji, for 3 years. He preaches in English and Tamil languages. Hari Bol. Over to you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Balabhadra Prabhuji. Thank you, Nityanand Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. We are very fortunate to have your association this morning, Prabhuji. So please take over the call from here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 6th chapter, 16th verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 6th chapter, 16th verse. Vidvanapitam tanuja kutumbam pushtan salokaya nakalpate vai yasviya parakya vibhinna bhavas tamas prapatyeta yatha vimudha. Vidvanapitam tanuja kutumbam pushtan salokaya nakalpate vai yasviya parakya vibhinna bhavas tamaprapatyeta yatha vimudha. Vidvanapitham tanujas kutumbam pushtan salokaya nakalpate vai yasviya parakya vibhinna bhavas tamaprapatyeta yatha vimudha. Vidwan, knowing the inconvenience of material existence, especially in the household life. Api, although itham, thus Danujaha, O sons of demons. Kutumbam, family members or extended family members, like one's community, society, nation, or union of nations. Kushnanda, providing with all the necessities of life. Swalokaya, in understanding himself. No, not kalpate, capable. Why, indeed? Yaha, he who. Sviya, my own. Parakya, belonging to others. Vibhinna, separate. Bhavaha, having conception of life. Tamaha, nothing but darkness. Prapatyeta, enters. Yatha, justice. Vimoodaha, person without education, or almost like an animal. Translation, none purported by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. O my friends, sons of demons, in this material world, even those who are apparently advanced in education have the propensity to consider this is mine and that is for others. Thus, they are always engaged in providing the necessities of life to their families in a limited conception of family life, just like uneducated cats and dogs. They are unable to take to spiritual knowledge. Instead, they are bewildered and overcome by ignorance. But in human society, there are attempts to educate the human being. But for animal society, there is no such system, nor the animals able to be educated. Therefore, animals are unintelligent men. Animals and unintelligent men are called vimudha, or ignorant, bewildered. Whereas an educated person is called vidwan. The real vidwan is one who tries to understand his own position within this material world. For example, when Sanatana Goswami submitted to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his first question was Kemi, Kena Amaya Jare Tapatraya. In other words, he wanted to know his constitutional position and why he was suffering from the threefold miseries of material existence. This is the process of education. If one does not ask, who am I? What is the goal of my life? But instead follows the same animal propensities as cats and dogs, what is the use of his education? As discussed in the previous verse, a living being is entrapped by his fruitive activities, exactly like a silkworm trapped in its own cocoon. Foolish persons are generally engaged by their fruitive actions, karma, because of a strong desire to enjoy this material world. Such attracted person becomes involved in society, community, and nation and wastes their time not having profited from having obtained human forms. Especially in this age, Kali Yuga, great leaders, politicians, philosophers, and scientists are all engaged in foolish activities, thinking, this is mine and this is yours. The scientists invent nuclear weapons and collaborate with the big leaders to protect the interests of their own nation or society. This verse, however, it is clearly stated that despite their so-called advanced knowledge, they actually have the same mentality as cats and dogs. As cats, dogs, and other animals, not knowing their true interest in life, become increasingly involved in ignorance. The so-called educated person who does not know his own self-interest or true goal of life becomes increasingly involved in materialism. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj advises everyone to follow the principles of Varnashrama Dharma. Specifically, at a certain point, one must give up family life and take to the renounced order of life to cultivate spiritual knowledge and thus become liberated. This is further discussed in the following verses. Right. Just a few seconds. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। विद्वानपीठं तनुजः कुटुम्बं पुष्णं सलोकाय न कल्पते वै यस्वीयपाराख्य विभिन्नभावस्तमप्रपद्येत यथा विमूढः। O my friends, sons of demons, in this material world, even those who are apparently advanced in education have the propensity to consider this is mine and that is for others. Thus, they are always engaged in providing the necessities of life to their families in a limited conception of family life. Just like uneducated cats and dogs, they are unable to take to spiritual knowledge. Instead, they are bewildered and overcome by ignorance. Hare Krishna. My pranams to all the assembled Vaishnavas. In this desert-like age of Kali Yuga, it is very rare to get association of Vaishnavas. It is like oasis in the desert. Somehow that by Prabhupada's grace, he brought the association of devotees. For that reason, he developed this International Society for Krishna Consciousness Society. So oftentimes people say that a human being is like a social animal. So a society, social life means there are emotions, there are reciprocations, there are give and take policies. In fact, the goal of human life in one sense is to enter into a family life, entering into Krishna's family. Nevertheless, in these teachings of Srila Prahlad Maharaj, we find that it appears that there is apparent condemnation regarding attachment to family, attachment to a closed circle, me and mine. So Prahlad Maharaj is condemning aham mameti, sviya parakya. This is mine, this is others. So even the Prahlad Maharaj spoke all these things, we find later Prahlad Maharaj also becomes a king and he has his own family. He becomes a grahastha, he has his family also. So it is not that Vedic civilization condemns family life or condemns social life, but rather it gives a proper attitude towards it. It gives proper timings, timely actions being situated in that. So Srila Prabhupada is very straightforwardly addressing these points in his purports. Srila Prabhupada oftentimes he speaks about the goal of human life. Vedic Shastras are starting with this aphorism, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Brahma, absolute truth, Jigyasa, inquiry. Inquiry about the absolute truth. Why Athata? Now, since you have got human form of life, therefore inquire. Therefore inquire. So, comparing the life of cats and dogs, there is no capacity for them to inquire regarding the higher aspect of life. So even though the civilizations are advanced, they are so much advanced in technology, warfare, and comforts, but all of them are based on these animalistic propensities of selfish and sense enjoyment. The Prabhupada is mercifully bringing individually and collectively. Individually, he is addressing every human being. Collectively, he is addressing the nation's leaders, the nation altogether, that how one shouldn't be ahamamiti, shouldn't be in a close circle. That is a unique contribution of Srila Prabhupada, following in the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj. So who is Prahlad Maharaj? He is born as a son of a king. Not just a king, but a demonic king. So in the Vedic culture, in the system of Varnashrama, who gets the best facility to enjoy? Can anybody can say your opinion? I end up in boring people often. So I thought, can anybody can suggest who is the best position to enjoy in this material world? So they're all are muted or something. Is my voice
Prabhuji,
very good?
right. Okay, we understand that the highest position of enjoyment, material enjoyment, is done by Lord Indra in the heavenly planets. So the material will consider Lord Indra as the topmost sense enjoyment. That's the position.
Indra is the best position to get be enjoyed. Okay, maybe I should put it more specific. In our planet, in the earth,
maybe the
according to
children of the kings and all the ownership people who are enjoying, the entrepreneurs are there. The person who have power and what can they do? They are always confused in their own activities. But the children of those persons, like children of the kings and children of those highly qualified people, they will be in a more established situation to enjoy. Because they want to provide everything for their family.
Prabhuji,
I would say animals.
In chat box, there are many answers.
Okay. Animals are free. They don't have to go for college or school exam, or they don't have anything. So animals can best enjoy, or somebody saying king.
So, human beings, when they were in child, The childhood they enjoy, no commitments.
Human beings, when they're kids, they enjoy the best. Okay,
Prabhu, what
nice
is
thought.
I still remember those big books.
Books, studying books.
No, Prabhu, I said
Prabhu, I
what
am
is
saying
my
till 4th
childhood?
grade, not after that.
Oh, okay, okay. Anita Mataji, you have to be very specific. I still remember, beating on my hands.
Okay.
Prabhuji, there are many answers in the chat box too. I don't know if because everybody was listening to you. They were putting in the chat box only, Prabhu.
Acha, okay.
Yes, Prabhu. Acha, acha, yes.
Nobody. Nobody. He is in his
Is that
old age.
nobody or nobody?
He is at the end of his tenure in his old age. How come much enjoyment? Okay. Animals, nobody, temporary enjoyment. The person surrendered to Sri Hari. Either it is going to one extreme, nobody enjoys, or it goes to very transcendental Hari's devotees. Okay. So basically, it's not that there is no enjoyment in the material world. We are not denying the enjoyment in the material world. You see, the material world, especially the planet Earth, who enjoys the best? Some of you gave quite close answer. It is said the king, a person is born as a Kshatriya, he enjoys the best. And we are talking about material enjoyment. Why? Because you see, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Brahmana may be considered as the most respected person regarding the Varna. A sannyasi may be most respected regarding the ashram. But Kshatriya, Brahmana, Grahastha, Vanata, Sannyasi, Brahmachari, Kshatriya, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, in this category, a Kshatriya is the best position to enjoy this world. Why? Because a Brahmana's life is, all the time we read, he is poor Brahmana, Daridra, or he is perform tapasya, only he has to take whatever necessary for him, and he should not even think about next day's food and all. He's begging, lives in the forest, or doing something very simple thing. So he is respected, but his life is that of tapasya, and life is that of not so much of sense enjoyment. Though he is advancing in spiritual life. And regarding Vaishya, Vaishya has to work hard to earn money. He has to go all around do business, do so many things, and he pays tax to the king. And the Shudra, he takes care of the rest of the three, and he doesn't have much time to enjoy also. But the king, a Kshatriya king, what he does is that there is no separate work for the Kshatriya king. He simply takes tax from rest of the population. And from the Brahmanas, he gets his quota of piety. When a Brahmana performs tapasya, some share of his tapas credit goes to king. So in this way, a Kshatriya, he gets a lot of facilities to enjoy in this world. King is the personification of enjoyment in this world. Why we don't say kids and all? Because children, their enjoyment is not, because their senses are not developed, number one, first of all. So their enjoyment is not considered so great. Nowadays we talk about children because the life of most of the people in this dramatic age, Kali Yuga, they are so much bombarded with anxieties and uncertainties. The kid's life is like a innocent life or ignorance of the problem. So that's why we consider kids are most happy. But if you ask the children, they have their own problem. They want to play, but parents may not allow us. So much restriction they feel. So they want to do whatever they want to do, but they can't do. School, there is restriction. Home, there is a restriction. Or even while going in the road, also there is a restriction for them. So they just wait when they'll become old enough to, exploit or experience the world freely. So they cannot say exactly kids enjoy the best. Because happy life comparatively. And regarding animals, you see, animals also, the lion is the king of the forest, but it has its own anxiety. Even this powerful king, the ants gets its meal very easily, but the lion has to work so hard. It goes hunger very often. It has to work very hard, very hard. The monkey easily gets his leaves and fruits and twigs and the roots. The lion has to work more hard. So the birds always, you see, they're in anxiety. They look here and there, who is going to attack me? They cannot eat peacefully. Animals, they eat, they were eating also, they are not in peace because somebody will snatch their food. So they keep storing. The monkey stores below their neck here, or and the birds also, they keep on looking left, right, up, down, who is going to attack me? And so like that, their life is also quite miserable, even though it appears to be very nice. So anyway, it is described that the life of a Kshatriya king is the best life for enjoyment. Why? Because even though he has great responsibility, of course, he has to run the kingdom, he has to take care of the prajas, he has to be alert in fighting with others. But at the same time, with all his responsibility comes facility for enjoyment. What facilities he has? He has a big palace, big army at his command. He has so many ministers at his call, and he has so many queens, big palace, and different varieties of food at his disposal. And so in this way, the king, live life king size, people say. So anyway, the king or the best gets the best facility to enjoy in this material world. And what to speak of ordinary king? Being a king who is unrivaled king, the king of the Asuras, Hiranyakashipu. So he is the best position to enjoy this world. But that's why you see the renunciates or the sannyasis who are renounce the so-called enjoyment of this material world. They refuse to see the kings. It's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was not ready to even look at the king's direction. He was not even looking at ready to meet Prataparudra because speaking to him. So why he saying it's a Vishayi? So as a sannyasi, Mahaprabhu is not that he is in the forest where he is not looking at anybody. He is talking to common general people, inducing them to chant the holy name. He is meeting so many other people. It's not they're all highly renounced. But Mahaprabhu specifically avoids the sannyasis, is following the etiquette of sannyasis, specifically avoid meeting with the kings and the prince. Why? Because they are enjoying this world in the best way. They are into enjoyment. King's enjoyment is bona fide, but he is enjoying. So in this way, sannyasis keep distance. Even other sannyasis like Ramanujacharya, he was not ready to go and meet certain kings also. So that's the reason we see that the king or nowadays we say politicians, they are the best position to enjoy this world. So it's not that there is no enjoyment in this material world. We don't claim like that. When we say this world is Maya or the enjoyment is Maya, it is not that it is non-existent. There is enjoyment in this world, but the enjoyment is temporary. That's why we call it Maya. So Maya doesn't mean that it is non-existent or it is myth or it is false. It is real. This world is real. The enjoyment in this world is real. The suffering in this world is very much real. But it is Maya. Why Maya? Because it is temporary. So we cannot just brush it out saying that because this world is Maya, it means there is no enjoyment in this material. No, there is enjoyment, but this enjoyment is very, very temporary and very minute or insignificant compared to the real enjoyment of the living entity. Okay. So now why are you discussing this? Because Prahlad Maharaj was born as a son of a great king. Some Mataji nicely mentioned that being born as a son of king or they're best placed. Anyway, when at least Prahlad Maharaj has opportunity to enjoy the best enjoyment in this material world. He is a son of Hiranyakashipu. Matter of time, now Prahlad Maharaj is a child. His senses will be developed and he can enjoy as a young prince or as a king also. So there is a lot of opportunity for him to enjoy sense gratifications. A lot of prospects are there. But such a Prahlad Maharaj, what is talking to his friends here in this place we see here, that the difference between intelligent and foolish person. So Vidwan api yittam danuja kutumbam pushnan salokayana kalpate vai. Vidwan, vid means knowledge. Veda coming from the root vid. Vid means to know, knowledge. So Vidwan means one who has knowledge. So what is the difference between Vidwan and Moodha? So Vidwan, Vimudha, two words Prahlad Maharaj uses. Moodha means foolish person. Vimudha means specifically even utter foolish person. And Vidwan means intelligent person. So the intelligent person doesn't live in a life like a cats and dogs, one's own life. He is supposed to be broad-minded. So Prahlad Maharaj understood that even though the pleasures of that of a king, it is pleasure, it is real, but he understood that this is Maya because it is temporary. Just like somebody says, one piece of rasgulla. If a hungry person, a person who doesn't have any disease like diabetics or sugar, and so if he puts a rasgulla or gulab jamun in his mouth, is there enjoyment? Is there or not? It is not offered to Krishna also. Just from the shop, somebody is eating that. So one cannot say that there is no enjoyment. It is enjoyable. It is sweet. It gives happiness in the tongue. But it is Maya. Why? Because that if somebody said that for this one piece of rasgulla or gulab jamun, you have to pay $1 million. So the paying $1 million for one rasgulla, it is like from that point of view, it is Maya. Why? Because so much you are working hard to get some enjoyment which is insignificant, because it is for that money it is very, very less. So similarly, the human form of life is like $1 million. And with the $1 million worth of human life, when we indulge in enjoyment of one rasgulla or one gulab jamun, so that is considered as foolishness. It's considered as Maya. Even though that one rasgulla is going to give us happiness, give us some kind of sensation in the tongue, but the price what you're paying is too much. So Prahlad Maharaj is telling that instead of such kind of enjoyment, better you act for the higher enjoyment. So enjoyment is not denied, but enjoying what is real enjoyment, that should be understood. So if you go to the animal society, they are mostly concerned about themselves. Sometimes the monkey is seen, they are caring for the children, kids and all. And even lion is caring for the cubs. But it is not like the human life. They have got limitation. We hear the snakes eat their own offsprings. Cats also, we heard they eat their own offspring sometimes. So the animal life means they're more selfish. their pleasure, their pleasure. But the human, when he's developed, he also gets enjoyment through his extended family of children, wife, offsprings, like that. So that is like little more extended, but there is also in the selfish circle only. And then those who have become little more mature, they may think that what my own family, but my village, my town, my country, my race, my community. So, and nevertheless, all these things are based on one's false identity or one's present identity. The Prabhupada many times says, just like the Hindus and Muslims are fighting during the Pakistan partition. So now they think they're Indian, they're fighting against Pakistan. So while fighting, they think all the time about the enemies. And next lifetime, they'll born as the enemies. Why? Because they're all the time thinking about them and they die thinking about them. So in this way, this kinds of identification is very, very based on false conception. So that's why Prahlad Maharaj is quite heavily addressing the sons of the demons. So he's saying that you're all Danujaha, Vidwanapi Ittam Danujaha Kudumbam. Danu is Danavas are born from Danu. Kashyapa Prajapati had 2 wives. Danu. So those are born from Danu are called Danavas. Those are born from Aditi are called Adityas. Diti are called Daityas. So Daityas and Danavas are considered demons. So here Danuja refers to those who are born from Danu. That means, and they are all sons of the demons. So the demons are especially more attached to their senses. Asura means what? Asu means breathing, one who is life. So one who has more life, one has attached to one's own life, one is attached to one's own sense enjoyment is called Asura. So Asu Ramante iti Asura. Asu means one's own life, one's own existence, animalistic life. So Prahlad Maharaj, though born in that particular family, concentrated attachment to my own identity, my own self. Now he is preaching to those born in that particular race. That means Prahlad Maharaj's conviction on his Krishna consciousness and his compassion that he could preach to his own demonic friends in spite of their background. So that is like something very amazing. So Srila Prabhupada, when he went to Western countries, Prabhupada's conviction is amazing. So he is giving Krishna consciousness to the people who are addicted to their own sense gratification. More or less, it's a demonic country. Demonic means not in the sense that they're cruel, but the bodily conception is so deep rooted in the Western countries. Prabhupada writes in his poem in Jalatuta, that Krishna, you have brought me to the place of ignorance. Here also the purport Prabhupada speaks about the United Nations and big countries, advanced in technology and warfare. All these things, what they boil down to, what is my country's interest? America will say, first America's interest. So if America's interest is there, then we are ready to help you. If America interest is getting disturbed, then we are ready to give pain to others. So in this way, but what is Americans? The America or the so-called Americans are recently been there. So the natives are no more, practically extinct there. And now they're considering their own identity and they want to destroy others. So these kinds of ignorance is called aham mameti. So Prahlad Maharaj is addressing such kind of demons. Oh, we are demons, we are demons. whom they are fighting with? Their own brothers. The father is the same father, but mothers are different. So the demons are fighting with the demigods. We're all like brothers only. But the identity is such identity, Christ identity, deep-rooted identity. So Prabhupada is saying that you have brought me to a place of ignorance. So here Prahlad Maharaj is addressing to that particular kind of audience who are deep-rooted in ignorance, that aham mameti. This is mine, this is yours. And Prabhupada says, it's like a silkworm trapped in his own cocoon. It cannot think beyond that. The cats and dogs, the dog cannot think beyond, its own street. So the more a person becomes a lower species of life, his circle becomes lesser and lesser. It's like if you have a cow, tie the cow with a 10-meter rope. So then the cow can move around the 10-meter some particular space. If you make it 5-meter, it becomes less. 4-meter become much less. So its space becomes lesser and lesser. Similarly, the more the consciousness becomes degraded, the influence, the circle of thought becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. That is called as kripana. Prabhupada is kripana. You become very miserly person. You can't think beyond certain level. So, in order to come out of that smaller circle, Srila Prabhupada recommends, Sanatana Dharma gives a system called Varnashrama Dharma. So, Varnashrama Dharma, what it does is that it accepts the reality of smaller circle. At the same time, it gives a gradual facility to increase the circle bigger and bigger and bigger. Ultimately, finally, no more bondage. It is like a huge circle where everybody can live. So that is called Varnashrama. So Prabhupada is saying that therefore, in the purport, therefore, Prahlad Maharaj advises everyone to follow the principles of Varnashrama Dharma. Specifically, at certain point, one must give up family life. So what is Varnashrama Dharma here refers to? That we have to accept this identity that we are attached to body, the ways we are not this body. But gradually one should accept the temporary identification and live with that. But gradually one should work hard to reduce the temporary attachment and increase the circle of our circle of influence more and more. That's why Prahlad Maharaj also speaks to his father. Tatsadhu manye suravarya dehinam sada samuddhigna dhyama sadgrahat kitva tapatam grahamandhakupam manam gato yadharimashrayeta. So Prahlad Maharaj, small boy, but he is so matured that he is not living in this small circle. So he is advising his father, Father, don't become so foolish and stupidly entangled that now you got a king's body, the best body to enjoy, and you think that you are the best enjoyer. No, you have to give up the so-called enjoyment. Tat sadhu manye suravarya dehinam, asuravarya dehinam, that you are the best of the demons. But what I think best for you is that sada samuddhigna dhyam asadgrahat. So if you are enjoying too much, that enjoyment becomes cause of your entanglement. Just like, for example, somebody eating some sweet. Limited enjoyment of the sweet is nice, but if you eat the sweet more and more and more too much, then it ends in disease, isn't it? So in the material world, the human body or any body, the scope for enjoyment is limited, but the desire to enjoy is too much. It's a opposite nature. It's like a person, I know, is fasting. His mind, he says that I want to eat more and more. I want to eat kilos and kilos of laddu. But then next day when he wants to break the fast, he starts eating 2, 3, 4, 5. Then he cannot even look at the laddu. So the mind wants to enjoy, but the senses cannot cooperate. So here Prahlad Maharaj is saying that Sada Samuddigna Dhyam Asadgrahat. My dear father, you have got all the facility to enjoy, but you are not in peace. Krishna always in anxiety. Eyes are rolling in red copper eye. That always in anxiety, especially with a small. I can conquer everybody, but my own kid is not able to. I'm not able to conquer. So much of difficulty, yes, anxiety. So Prahlad Maharaj, Hitvatma Patam Grihamandhakupam. Get out of this, this family life, this stupid life. Vanam gato yad dharimashrayeta. Better you go to Vanam, Vrindavan, and take shelter of Hari. So in this way, we see that our Shastras now and then, they give a gradual technique that not that immediately one should immaturely renounce, but renunciation is recommended. So that's why the Varnashram Dharma, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. So Brahmachari means student life. The student life, one should not lead a life of a sannyasi. Or as a student life, one should not lead a life of a grihastha. And being a grihastha, one should not imitate brahmacharis or sannyasis. So this is called gradual scientific process. This is called Varnashram technology given by a Sanatana Dharma. So what it denotes is, it denotes that we have got a disease called enjoying in this material world. We have to accept the disease. At the same time, there is a way to come out of the disease in a gradual way, and that program is called Varnashram. So as a brahmachari, you are when your senses are not fully developed for enjoyment, you should concentrate on learning. So as a brahmachari till age of 16, 15, 16 like that, he is educated, he is learned, and he does menial seva. And then when the time comes, when the senses are fully matured and he is in his youth, then he is allowed due sense gratifications as a grihastha. So he is interested in the grihastha life and he enjoys family life also, but according to the training what he got as a brahmacharya, and according to the training what he got from learning of the scriptures. So from the dharmic point of view, he also have a nice family enjoyment, wife, family, house, children, so they can enjoy. But one should not stuck to that. So at particular time, Vanaprastha ashram comes. Then he has to come out of that small shell, come out of that small circle, and he should increase his circle. Now what is no more this his own family, own children, or own house or something, but now he thinks about in a bigger way that I should perform austerities, I should dedicate my life for the benefit of not just my own family, to benefit more a bigger family, Sivana Prastha life. So he gets trained from family responsibility to much more bigger responsibility. Then as a sannyasi, later he becomes completely detached from this bodily smaller circle of family life, then become completely dedicated to the whole society. So in this way, this Varnashram process is a gradual elevation from the selfish life to the selfless life. So brahmachari, in one sense, it is just their own life. Learning, studying, and taking some prasadam, serving Guru. They're not concerned about the second person at all. Their own life. When a person becomes family, he has to take care of wife, then parents, then children, and so he become more involved with others. But one's own family only. But then as a Vanaprastha, he reduces his involvement with his own family. As sannyasi, he has to take care of the whole society. So in this way, it's a gradual elevation. But it's not that one has to wait till he becomes sannyasi to begin his spiritual life. Rather, it is so beautifully made that from brahmachari life to sannyasi life, all are called ashramas, because standing, being situated in one's own ashrama, performing one's own duty, and offer that as a service to Krishna, then it becomes spiritual. So a brahmachari who does his dharma and then offer that dharma, offer those activities for the pleasure of Krishna. A grahastha who performs his dharma, accepts the regulated, allowed sense gratification, takes care of the family, maintains them, and does all these activities of service to Krishna. It's called grahastha ashrama. Vanaprastha is most important duty is performing austerities, tapasya. That is also offered as a service to Krishna. Sannyasi definitely. So in this way, all are varnashram acharavato purushena paratkuman Vishnu aradhide panta nanyat koshakaranad. So when all these activities performed, keeping Vishnu in the center, then all these activities becomes spiritual. So that's why this beautiful system. So even as a brahmacharya, one is taught not being selfish. Even as a grahastha also, one the principle is that don't be caught up in a selfish arena of my son, my children, my family. Rather, he is trained that one should be broad-minded. That's the grahastha. Prabhupada, what is grahastha means? Grahastha means he goes out every day in the morning, and before he eats food, he calls, "Is there anybody hungry? Is there anybody hungry? Is there anybody hungry? Please come. Food is ready." So that is practically proper definition of grahastha. So what does it mean? The life is not just my own wife, my own husband, or my own children, my own parents, but I should be little, as much as possible, be accommodating. So that training is given, that kind of understanding is given that life has to be more broad-minded. At the same time, Grahastha cannot say that he should not imitate the sannyasi. Like sometimes in spiritual societies, like many devotees also, they have difficulties in family life because they have been always told, "Yan maithunati sukam kittucham," or gato yad dharimashrayetat, vanam gato yad dharimashrayetat. So Prahlad Maharaj chastising Hiranyakashipu that he get out of the family life, and so much of hearing about renunciation. So the family members, grahasthas, they become inspired and they try to follow the recommendation for sannyasis and brahmacharis in the family life. And then it may, when they immaturely they do that, it may backfire them. Sometimes they neglect the children and they say that we'll go for Mangalarti, we should be more Krishna conscious, we should be preaching. So then they neglect family members and they put the name of preaching or name of serving in the temple or other things. Then it becomes difficult. They don't balance properly, it backfires. So one should be very careful to have a balanced life. So that's why these varnashram systems are there. And the kings of Raghu Vamsha, it is spoken about them. Kalidas speaks that the Ram's ancestors, when they are brahmachari, Saishave Abhyasta Vidyanam, they are just focused on studies, even though they are sons of the prince. Some of you said that the king's kids are the best place for enjoyment. Actually, in Varnashrama Dharma, when a king begets son, the sons are not given enjoyment at all. You see, when Ram was born, Ram, Lakshman, Parashatrugna, what they were being told after 5 years, 6, 7 years, go to Gurukul. They had to work hard, austerities, tapasya, serve Guru, steady education. Vasishta's Gurukul, they studied. Not so much enjoyment. Brahmachari means they have to sleep on the floor. So the king's son or the brahmana's son, they have to study together and they do menial services. No question of enjoyment. Daksha Prajapati, when he begot sons, and he told them go to forest to perform tapasya. Hariyasva, Savalashva, they went to forest perform tapasya. Even you see Krishna, when he came back to Mathura as sons of Vasudeva and Devaki, now they're identified as Kshatriya, sons of the kings. What immediately Vasudeva and Devaki they did? They immediately sent him to Sandipani Muni's Gurukul. what they did there. And now see, so many years we are in village where we lost our opportunity to enjoy palatial life. We just were herding the cows and going into the forest. But now we came into palace, so let us enjoy Krishna Balaram. They did not like that. Neither his parents, Vasudeva and Devaki, they did not think that, oh, we lost our kids. As soon as born, he was being taken to Mathura Gokul. So we lost our kids association. So let us keep our kids here only, no more school. We go do homeschooling. No. They followed the tradition, they followed the Varnashram system. Immediately they send their kids to Gurukul, Sandipani means Gurukul to Ujjain, where there is no palace, there is no kind of opulent clothes or opulent food. In fact, they had to go and beg, they had to collect woods from the forest and caught up in so much of storm and wind and cold weather. Sudama is a poor Brahmanas also studying there, and Krishna Balaram studying there. Same food, same kind of lifestyle. So tapasya, austerities. So born as a son of a king also, it's not a great position. It's for material enjoyment. When they become king for some time, they are allowed to enjoy. As a grahastha, they are allowed to enjoy. So when they are brahmacharis, they are doing the best thing. Then what is it? Study and do menial service. And when these kings become grahastha, they did not continue the life of brahmacharya. Okay, now I should sleep in the floor. I should. No, they decided that as a grahasthas, they are doing their duty of giving enjoyment to their family, also accepting due enjoyment from the family, and leading a happy life, making themselves happy and others also happy. So that's how the grahasthas, the kings of the Raghu dynasty, were living. And then when the time comes at the age of 50, immediately what they do? They put their own son as a king, who has come from the brahmacharya ashram, who is trained now. Now, being trained as a brahmacharis, the kings, they are not finding difficult to renounce the country now. Either they take their wife with them, or they just go themselves. They'll go to the forest and lead a Vanaprastha life. Dhritarashtra left with Gandhari. Pandavas left. Pandava retires timely. So you see all kinds of, not like this present politician, till the age of 80, 90, they are the president of USA or the prime ministers or the kings, the fag end of like chief ministers. No, and they are ready to leave. Why? They understood that, Varnashrama Dharma, Sanatana Dharma offered us all opportunities. It gave us opportunity. It didn't force us in the beginning itself. No, we are not this body, we are spirit, soul. Give everything, surrender to Krishna. Not immediately it forced us. It gave us an information, understanding from the beginning that we are not this body, we are spirit, soul. This material world, enjoyment is real, but it is temporary. It is Maya, but you should ultimately you should give up all these things. And the real enjoyment is serving Krishna's purpose. Sweet. Give up all this temporary attachment. Even though it gave us information, but the realization is not there. So it gave us a program to gradually prepare ourselves to that complete surrender. So in this way, there is gradual elevation, the whole Varnashrama system. So how one can lead a happy and peaceful life within this material world as much as possible, at the same time reap the great result of getting a supremely blissful life after this in the spiritual world. That is what the program of Sanatana Dharma based on Varnashrama Dharma. So here Prahlad Maharaj indicating to his demonic sons, demonic friends, that you should all have the understanding that this is not the goal of life. It's a brahmacharya, let us study, but the goal of life should be devotion to Hari. So even Prahlad Maharaj, after brahmacharya training, he is going to get married, he is going to be a king. But then, but he has to do that as a responsibility for the society. Arjuna, Krishna advised Arjuna that even though you may have qualification to renounce everything, But as a Loka Sangraha, as Janaka did, as Janaka and others did, you should set an example. Like myself, I'm setting an example that you should do your duty as a Kshatriya and protect others. In this way, great souls, even though they don't have to do these things as a duty, setting example, they may do. But most of us are conditioned souls. So according to our physical and mental attitude, the Sanatana Dharma gives this process called Varnashrama Dharma, by which one, according to their position, they undergo this Brahmacharya stage, Grahastha stage, Vanaprastha stage, and Sannyasa stage. But nevertheless, one should not wait till the time when gets Sannyasa stage, but one should be Krishna conscious from the beginning of one's life, and at the same time, one should not miss. One should not mix up the duties of one's ashram to other ashram. That is very important understanding. Otherwise, there will be imbalance in devotee's life. In the brahmacharya, try to imitate grahastha life, then there is difficulty. Become lazy. Or a grahasthas, when they hear the very powerful class for the brahmacharis, then they may artificially follow certain restrictions, but they have to consider sensitive about the other family, or others are also in that same page with themselves, or they may sometimes go along with you without liking. So like this, when a family gets break also, family breaks because of the unnecessary, unnatural renunciation at the time of Grahastha life. So one should have proper guidance. So Grahastha life as particular mode of devotion service, Vanaprastha sannyasi. But nevertheless, all these ashramas are one focus. What is the focus? That gradual renunciation, and more than that is attachment to Vishnu, service to Vishnu, service to Krishna. So, Grihetako Vanetako Sada Hari Boletako. You see, we go to Udupi Krishna temple, only sannyasis worship the deities. Nobody else can touch the deity. Neither brahmachari nor grahastha can touch the deity of Udupi Krishna. Madhva Sampradaya. When you go to Srirangam, only grahasthas can touch the deity of Ranganatha. And that grahastha also, wife has to be alive. Only he can touch the deity. So that much importance is given for grahastha. Same Krishna, but he gives opportunity, different approach. And we see Mahaprabhu's pastime also. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was preaching in Navadvip, in his ecstatic Sankirtane Kapitaro, Kamalaya Daksho, Mande Jagat Priyakaro, Karunavataro. So Mahaprabhu inaugurated his Sankirtan movement, and he was doing Nam Sankirtan throughout night in Shiva Sangam. When he was doing throughout night Kirtan in Shiva Sangam, not everybody was allowed. And some people, they said that we are unfortunate, we could not go. Some envious people, they were complaining, they are creating rumors that these people are doing all this Kali Puja inside, they are doing all kind of nonsense inside. We should throw Shiva Thakur's house into the Ganga and punish them. So he said many people are talking like this. So Mahaprabhu decided that he will only when this sacred kirtan, this Mahaprabhu is relishing Harinam Sankirtan with his own close associate, become widely spread only when Jagai Madai are delivered. Mahaprabhu decided that he will inaugurate Nam Sankirtan to everybody. Then he called Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, Suno Suno Nityananda, Suno Haridas. Bola Krishna Kaha Krishna, Kara Krishna Siksha. So when Mahaprabhu started preaching, Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, they went to preach. Finally, Nityananda Prabhu decided that if Jagai Mada is delivered, then Mahaprabhu's grace will really spread everywhere. He is a Paditapan will be established. Papi Tapi Yata Chilo, Harinama Uddharilo, Tara Sakshi Jagai Madhai. The Jagai Madhai is the evidence that Mahaprabhu's mercy is everywhere spreading. So then, when Jagai Madhai are delivered, Then what happened? Mahaprabhu's fame becomes spread far and wide, and everybody started coming. Nam Sankirtan became very common, and people are getting attracted. So Mahaprabhu was performing Nam Sankirtan all over Navadvip, but still, when this Panchatattva, uh, they broke open the treasure house of Krishna Prema through Nam Sankirtan, whole Navadvip was like another Ganga. It's flooded, and everybody's uh, drowning in that. But somehow or other, few unfortunate people expertly escaped from this flood. Who are they? It said those were proud, so-called higher class people, and those were Mayavadis. So then Mahaprabhu decided that in order to deliver them, how they can escape from this flood. So Mahaprabhu did not deliver them. He decided to take sannyas. So then Mahaprabhu revealed his heart to very close associates. One such associate is Nityananda Prabhu. Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Nityai, now I am going to take sannyas. This is my heart. So Nityananda Prabhu heard this, he became stunned, and he said, "You are the supremely independent Lord. You will do whatever you want to do. Nobody can stop you." But Nityananda Prabhu went alone, and in a secluded place, he was crying and thinking about Sachimata, what will happen to her. Sachimata lost her 8 daughters. Then Vishwarup was born, and he also took sannyas. Then separation of Vishwarup. Jagannath Mishra left his body. Now only Nimai is there, and his young daughter-in-law Vishnupriya. So when Mahaprabhu takes sannyas, what will happen to her? Just thinking about her, Nityananda started crying. Then of course Mahaprabhu went and took sannyas, and when Mahaprabhu was going, after sannyas, he was going to Vrindavan, and Mahaprabhu was in so much ecstatic prem. He came down to this planet to enjoy, to relish the love of Srimati Radharani. So in that mood, he was going to Vrindavan, the mood of Srimati Radharani, to experience Krishna. But then Nityananda Prabhu, understanding the condition of Navadvipasis, that how they are going to miss Mahaprabhu. In fact, next in Advaita Acharya and other leaders, they come and see Sachimata. Sachimata was like a stone sculpture sitting there and lamenting that Nimai is gone now. So that she says, all this property and this house all belongs to you. I had nothing in my life. Nimai is gone. When all of them heard, they could not even digest that. So all of them decided that we will drown ourselves in Ganga. That time Advaita Acharya said, they all said, Advaita Acharya, please don't stop us, that we are all determined to go to Ganga. They're going to drown ourselves. Nimai is no more now. He's not there. He went out and took sannyas. Advaita Acharya said that I'm not going to stop you all to going to Ganga. Rather, I will join you. Let us all go and drown ourselves in Ganga. So such was the difficulties of Navadvipasi. So Nityananda Prabhu, when he heard that Mahaprabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan, by seeing the predicament of Navadvipasis, Nityananda Prabhu, what he did, he tricked Mahaprabhu. Instead of taking him to Yamuna, he took him back to Ganga, and he sent message to Advaita Acharya. So then Advaita Acharya came in the boat, and Nityananda Prabhu showed Mahaprabhu Ganga. He thought this is Yamuna, and Mahaprabhu was ecstatic. He doesn't know what is the external world. He is only absorbed in Krishna. So he thought it's Yamuna, and he was about to jump and take bath. And then he says, Advaita Acharya is coming from the other side in the boat. And he says, Advaita, you are also in Vrindavan. You are also come to Yamuna. So the Advaita Acharya said, no, this is Ganga. Rather, then Advaita Acharya convinced Mahaprabhu, consoled him that Ganga and Yamuna, they unite together in Triveni in Prayag. The eastern side is Ganga and the western side is Yamuna. Now you are taking bath in the western side, it's Shantipur. The western side of Ganga is Yamuna. The eastern side can be called as Ganga. So it is, in one sense, Yamuna only. So in this way, I was speaking like this, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Mahaprabhu, they all went to Shantipur, where Sachimata was informed that Mahaprabhu is returned back to Shantipur. Sachimata came, and he held Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on her arms and kept him on her lap, and she was crying, bathing Mahaprabhu with his loving tears. And Mahaprabhu is falling flat at the lotus feet of Sachimata, begs forgiveness from her and says that he will do whatever he wants him to do. Then Sachimata says that, my dear son, you please stay in Jagannath Puri instead of going to Vrindavan. Same Krishna stays in Jagannath, in Puri as Jagannath. So please make a residence there. At least I will be able to hear about you now and then, and again send gifts to you. So by the desire of Sachimata, Mahaprabhu decided to stay in Jagannath Puri, and he went with Nityananda Prabhu and Mukunda, and they're all going towards Jagannath Puri. And Nityananda Prabhu, at one point of time, he took the danda of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu gave it danda and commanded to Nityananda Prabhu, and then he went to take bath in the river. So at that time, Nityananda Prabhu looked at the danda. He says that that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who I held in my heart, who I carry in my heart, is carrying you. So he was, how much how dare you can be in the hands of my Lord, who I am carrying in my heart. So this is the position you want. So then angrily, Nityananda Prabhu breaks the danda in two places, makes into three, and throws in the river. The devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they don't like to see Mahaprabhu doing austerity as a sannyasi. He's a bhaktara, Megya Tapasami, he's enjoyer, he's a person who enjoys everything, but now Mahaprabhu is doing austerity as a sannyasi. So Nityananda Prabhu broke the danda, and Mahaprabhu comes out, and little later he asks, Nitai, where is my danda? Nityananda Prabhu says that, no, I don't know, you are dancing in Krishna Prema, and dancing, he fell down, and before he fell off, the danda fell off, then you fell on the danda broke somewhere, I don't know where it got. In this way, he just, say something, and Nityananda Prabhu, even though he said like this, Mahaprabhu becomes internally happy, but externally becomes angry. So Mahaprabhu says, either you all go ahead, or I'll go myself ahead. I don't want to come with all of you. So then Nityananda Prabhu, all of them requested that Mahaprabhu to go ahead. And Mahaprabhu reached Jagannath Puri. While reaching Jagannath Puri, after reaching there, Mahaprabhu exhibits his great desire of relishing the modes of Srimati Radharani. And before that, first thing what Mahaprabhu does is that he delivers Sarva Bhattacharya. Sarva Bhattacharya was a Mayavadi scholar, and Mahaprabhu took sannyas in order to deliver, in order to reach to these Mayavadis, in order to reach to those who are inimical to, who are envious towards him. As a sannyasi, they all offer his obeisances to him. So by them offering obeisances to him, he can deliver them by, without their knowledge, they're offering obeisance to real Narayan. Same thing he did in Varanasi also. Prakashananda Saraswati, so many thousands of Maya sannyasis were delivered by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because they all offered him their obeisances. So in this way, Mahaprabhu took sannyas to deliver all these fallen conditioned souls who think themselves as great. So even they are sannyasis, they are as good as the sinful people, because they are enmity towards Vishnu. So Mahaprabhu took sannyas to deliver these kinds of asuras, these kinds of sinful people. But then Mahaprabhu tells Nityananda Prabhu that I have taken sannyas in order to deliver these fallen conditioned souls who are proud of their own birth, proud of their own knowledge, proud of their own education. But in doing so, I am not able to reach to another set of sinful people who are considered downtrodden and lowest from the material social point of view. So you should, Nityananda Prabhu, you should now, from being Avadhuta, Nityananda Prabhu, after he leaves Ekachakradham, he goes as a brahmachari with one sannyasi. For 20 years he travels, and Nityananda Prabhu is as a brahmachari, but Avadhuta brahmachari. And now Mahaprabhu tells him that now Nitai, if you can get married, and if you get married, you can reach out to these kinds of simple people, such as Jagai Madai, So Jagai Madai kind of people. Nobody will, no society will point finger at you that how can you go to these places. The Grahastha is more they got more facility to reach to these kinds of people. So Mahaprabhu asked Nityananda Prabhu to take Grahastha ashram in order to deliver the foreign conditions. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas ashram to deliver the conditioned souls. And Mahaprabhu asked Nityananda Prabhu to accept Grahastha ashram to deliver the foreign conditioned souls. So either it is Grahastha ashram or sannyas ashram, the goal Mahaprabhu is that somehow or other deliver the science of Krishna consciousness to others. So following in that mode, Srila Prabhupada recommends that Grahe Tako, Vane Tako, Sadahari Polita. So the lifestyle may be different and the mode may be different, but the goal is that pleasing Krishna, practicing Krishna consciousness, and delivering Krishna consciousness to others. So in this way, being one's particular position and performing one's particular duty, performing one's particular, leading one particular style of, activities, lifestyle, one should keep the goal in intact. What is the goal? That Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Sikshatameka Purusha Purano Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharira Dhari Kripa Mudir Yastamaham Prapatye. And Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga. The devotional service, detachment, and knowledge. So these are the goal of life. But gradually keeping the Shastric injunction as our guide. In this way, Prahlad Maharaj is recommending here his friends that don't lead a life in a closed, selfish way, me and mine. Rather, come out of that, understand that Vishnu is the goal of life. Everybody is Vishnu's part and parcel. In this way, have a proper, broad-minded understanding, and make your life perfect, and make your human form of life distinct from animalistic life. Hare Krishna, I think 6 o'clock. Shall I end my class, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhu, what you said?
I think I can stop my class here. Hare Krishna.
I think yes, Prabhuji. I shouldn't say that, sorry, Prabhu, but you have so much to give that, it's unbelievable how much you know Krishna consciousness and how much you are in. I was actually thinking to ask you a question right away, Prabhuji. Like, do you prepare for these classes, Prabhuji? Or you know all this by memory? Because I think this is what is coming from you, right? You just speak your realization and what you have read in the books.
I am just repeating what all of you already know.
We don't, Prabhu. That's why we are speaking. Vairagya Vidya Nij Bhakti Yoga Shikshartham Ek Purusha Purana Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sharirada Kripam Dhirtapam. Beautiful, Prabhu, beautiful.
Haribol.
Haribol, Prabhuji. I was thinking there is a little Jagai and Madhai in every one of us. In me for sure in all this session, Prabhu. And thanks to Srila Prabhupada that Jagai and Madhai has been contained from last 4 years since October 2019 when I came to Krishna consciousness. Before that, Prabhuji, I was actually beating Jagai and Madhai. I think they were not near to me. Prabhuji, we already have somebody, Varija Mataji, trying to ask a question.
Yeah, it is just connected. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj. So my question is connected to the whole, the entire session, the lecture. Is that, the goal of our life, whether be it Grahastha or whether, any ashram, the goal is to spread the message of Krishna consciousness. So we live in a world where most of people who are not on the path of Krishna consciousness, and especially when we are surrounded by our own loved ones who may not be fully cognizant of Krishna consciousness, even though they see us around practicing it. So how do we go about doing that? That is spreading the message, or trying to lead a Krishna conscious life, but in a way where it's completely the opposite of that is just around you, completely the opposite.
Yes, Mataji. What is the last line you said?
So if so say we do understand that Krishna consciousness is about developing a perspective that Krishna is the center of our lives. But if according to my past karma, I do love my loved ones. I'm surrounded by loved ones who do not act like, yes, they would follow the four regulative principles, but not really practicing Krishna consciousness, or not really believing that Krishna is the sole existence, or the center of our existence, and may want to have that material gratification, sense gratification, want to enjoy things. And how do we bring about a balance with it? Because it conflicts, when it is a conflicting perspective when we are trying to lead a spiritually Krishna conscious life, and it conflicts the interest of others around us.
Yeah, it is a part of the family life is very challenging, especially when there is different kinds of interest in the family. Even the whole family are devotees, still you will find the flavor, the intensity, and the priorities are always varies. Even if they're serious devotees, also there is, you'll see some of the family member may want to go to yatra, some may wants to go for preaching services, some may have more interest in deities. So then somebody has to sacrifice things like that. What to speak of when the devotee family where there is, as you are mentioning, that may not be so seriousness, seriously attracted towards Krishna consciousness.
So then, Maharaj Ji, so then all the, like, the principles, the spiritual principles will only become philosophical, but then how do we make it practical? Because that's
One thing is that one should definitely give one's affection. One should definitely perform one's duty to family members, especially children, even if they are not fully attached to Krishna consciousness. So how the mood is that this is service to Krishna. Krishna somehow or other has given me this Matringa. Krishna, this is Krishna's gift for me. Krishna has given me this responsibility, entrusted them in this life. So I should perform my full responsibility. So how to mark the line that if possible, that one sadhana, minimum sadhana, that is, let's say 16 rounds, if they initiate a devotee, 16 rounds, or for regulative principle. After doing that, if anything else comes in the way of giving the minimum raked or the necessary assistance to the children or care for the children, one should not neglect it. So that should be done with all full love and affection, because when you neglect children on the name of Krishna consciousness, what happens? They become more and more bitter. They will become they will never come to Krishna consciousness later, or become very bad experience. Like that we have seen many times. One family, they are coming to Mangalarti, but children, they are sleeping, and when they get up, they want to eat something. They come so late and some kind of food. So they say that this kind of impressions. Later they think that when they grow up, they say that my mother is never gave us so much time. So such kind of families, the leaders, they got intervened and say that, or their own spiritual master told his mother, your first deity is not the deity in the temple. Your first deity is your kids, children. They're Krishna's gift. So then the Mataji later, after many years later, she says that actually my Guru Maharaj saved my life. So so in this way, one should not imitate. That's why I said that according to one's ashrama, one should perform one's duties. So sannyasi or brahmachari, he can just do full-time service to the deities or temple. He doesn't have anything else to do. But a grahastha, you got family, society, social responsibility. There is emotional responsibility. There is various needs are there. Maybe old parents are there, young children are there, different taste, different flavor, different kind of taste. So one should that in one sense is the most difficult task to do. So Prabhupada gives example just like how to find time. Prabhupada gives example just like a chaste wife. She has a whole schedule in her life from morning till night. This to be done, this to be done, this to be done. But in her schedule, there is no mention that she has to comb her hair or decorate flower. Proper talking about some traditional family in Bengal. Somehow that they'll find time to decorate themselves nicely, keep their hair nicely, and decorate their hair with the flower or something. So it is not part of their schedule, part of their duty or something, but still they will manage to do it as part of their habit or lifestyle. So Prabhupada gives this example. Similarly, a devotee should somehow that tactfully do certain things. Responsibility for the husband, responsibility for the wife, responsibility for the children and family. So that is a challenge. But one thing, basic thing what we understand is that one should not neglect this duty on the name of Krishna consciousness, especially if you are that's goes beyond your minimum required things like 16 rounds and choreography principle. Beyond that, if anybody does more Krishna consciousness, sacrificing one's family's important needs, then it may not be sound great. We're not able to give specific reasons, specific instances or specific things, but principle is like that.
Okay. Yes, that's very well explained, Maharaj. The other question that I have say that if there is a we have a choice that I have to attend the lecture and also spend time with a loved one. So the loved one who needs attention, and then the heart desires to listen to the lecture, but the loved one also wants my attention, and then there is a huge conflict within me that my heart wants to listen to the lecture, but I also have to spend time with the loved one.
Yeah. So these are the part and parcel of the family life, and you have to balance it. Some are very, like I seen some Matanis come to the satsang program. They give their children some art book, drawing or something. Right? So they make them sit in the class and they do drawing, So and then they listen to the class. Something like that, Maybe not all kids like to draw, but they have got some special arrangement for the kids to play during satsang time in yatras and all. Some people, as a society, as a group, somebody can volunteer, take care of kids, So 3-4 people, all the kids are there in one place. 3-4 devotees are taking care of the dozens of kids or something. So other parents can be peacefully hear classes like that. So collectively, individually, collectively, there are ways and means here to, find out ways to do these things. But the understanding is that one should invest sufficiently as a service to Krishna. We cannot judge now they are devotees or non-devotees. They are not in Krishna consciousness like that. One should the kids are there given by Krishna as a gift. So one should do proper justice with the guidance. That's why we have got senior grahasthas, we have got other devotees for experience who have got either good experience or bad experience. They will guide us. But one should not prematurely, think that this is Maya, this is something I will neglect. This is not proper thing. And by doing so, either the kids will be happy in their life, neither the parents will be happy in their life. They'll feel regret and remorseful, and they'll be guilty all the time. They may undergo very traumatic depressions also. So even if you are committing a mistake, neglecting Krishna consciousness to some extent, Krishna will cease that. Krishna will forgive. Krishna will tolerate. But then the kids are not in that level like Krishna. So that's why Prahlad Maharaj example is very apt example. He never compromises in his principle of Krishna consciousness. At the same time, he never disrespected his father. Suravarya, Asuravarya Dehinam, you are the best of the Asuras. But at the same time, uncompromisingly, he mildly chastises him that get out of this place and go to forest and take shelter of Hari. So, in this way, not losing our cool head at the same time, uncompromisingly perform our bhakti and caring for the devotees, family members. There are so many examples like that. I don't have so much experience. Family members, in some family, the mother-in-law is dead against the daughter-in-law's Krishna consciousness. So she literally said that she cannot practically chant with the beads. So, very extreme cases. So she would chant Hare Krishna and she would see the நாளைக்கு வரீங்களா ஒரு 10 நிமிஷம் சரி. So this devotee, what she does is that she chants Hare Krishna and somewhere she hangs a bead back. She meditates, she just sees bead. When she makes chapati, some 1 or 8 mantra is over, then she goes and pulls one of the beads, Sakshi Mala beads. There's so many were like that, in so many examples. So that the house is in peace, otherwise difficulties are there. And some devotees, they cannot chant, so they, while sleeping, they keep their bead bag, keeping their blanket on their body and chant inside the blanket. So like that, one family, the husband's meat eater, she beats the wife to make meat, and she goes and cries and tells his Guru Maharaj that, my husband is torturing me. I'm initiated devotee, how can I cook meat? So then, anyway, certain cases, some of them is whether she tolerates a lot, then her husband become, instead of fighting with the husband, she tolerates a lot. And later the husband also becomes initiated devotee. Like there's so many examples are there. It's extreme cases. And nevertheless, always when devotees are coming together, the family or brahmacharya ashram also, there are difficulties are there. When devotees are coming together, means great opportunity to advance in spiritual life. Without sadhu sangha, one cannot advance in spiritual life. But at the same time, a lot of opportunity to commit offenses also. So family means there is emotional, there is other needs are also there. So somehow or other we have to sincere. If you are sincere and serious without ulterior purposes, if a devotee is sincere and serious and without ulterior motives, Krishna will help them and they will advance. But we should also take guidance from this, like you are asking question. But you have to take guidance from those other senior masters.
Very beautifully explained, Maharaji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. You were saying our children are like our deities. And I was thinking, I have to bring deities to school very soon.
Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful, Prabhu. Very beautiful.
Make you all wait for a long time.
I was also reading, Madhurya Kadambini other day, and there was this viewed Vikalpa. We are oscillating sometime. Are Baba, should I go to Vrindavan, leave everything here? And then what will happen to my wife? What will happen to my, old parents? And then we come back. We think, no, we should stay here. We are so much oscillating in this waves of new, because we are all struggling sadhakas. We are not at a higher level, right, Prabhuji? So we just try to, as you said, do our duties. Actually, do our role that Krishna has given to us. That's your messages. Yeah. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Very beautiful message, Prabhuji. Very beautiful question, Varija Mataji. That helped all of us. Our deities should be soon in school. Deepika Mataji is there. Hari Bol, Deepika Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the class. Thank you, Balbrata Prabhuji, for the translation, because I was just trying to understand what it is and you just put it. So thank you for that. So I was just trying to recollect Prabhuji, King Kulashekar Alva's prayers also. Is it on the same line, that blind well, that he also writes like fallen into the dark well of illusion. I've fallen into the well of my own material plans. I'm blind as how I should get out, and my senses are stronger than my willpower. O Lord of demigods, like please give me your hand and pull me out. Is it on the same page? Because he also speaks about similarly about dark well, something like that.
Yes. All the great devotees, they have a similar mood. Sometimes the flavor may vary. Kuleshekar Alvar was also all the time he was thinking about going to Srirangam Yatra, but being a king, he cannot easily go. So he had that struggle is there in all devotees' life. The balance between our duties to the world, family, and complete spiritual dedication. So that's always there, the difficulties of that. One great sannyasi in Srirangam, he had a big family, and very often those times that the society was such that any good things or bad things happens in the family, they get some kind of what do you call this? Asaucham they call. That means some kind of ritual they have to do. They cannot go and test the deity or something. Some death happens or somebody taken birth means they cannot go and do certain services to the deities or temple. So then once it happened, was getting so much of difficulty. So he suddenly went into sannyas. So then now he is completely free from any of this responsibility. Now anything good or bad thing happens in family, he has nothing to do. So he is fully dedicating himself in spiritual life. So like this, like Prabhuji mentioned, build a vehicle path. This is good for me and that is good for me. That kind of oscillation comes in our life. So this struggle is good struggle in the sense that we want to dedicate ourselves to Krishna. But one should not do immature activities without guidance. That's basic. One should take proper guidance. One should take advice from the senior devotees. Then one can either take towards renunciation or stick to family life.
So you also mentioned
that he was want to go to Srirangam Yatra, but he was told by his minister that you are a king. If you go there, you will run the kingdom. So then finally, at one point of time, he relinquished everything and went to Srirangam. He took his daughter, and Kuleshekar gave his daughter in marriage with Ranganath, and then he became completely absorbed in Srirangam Ranganath deity. Ranganath instructed him to go to another temple. From there, he left his body. So he was not stuck to his kingdom all the time. At the same time, he performed his duty. Then he went to complete retired life and absorbed in.
So last question, sorry. Just you yourself mentioned that only a householder can dress up the deities in Sri Rangam. Who is? And then I didn't understand. What is that other word? Who is what?
Who has his wife alive.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
That much importance given for the Grihastha life and the role of women in the Grihastha life.
And the three dandas, what does it represent? He broke three things. Nityananda Prabhu, he broke. So three things, why he broke?
Well, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gives a lot of explanation. One of the explanation is that basic understanding behind it is that Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. And he is now in the role of a sannyasi, is carrying danda. Sannyasi has to carry danda. But so Mahaprabhu is though following the sannyas dharma, but Mahaprabhu doesn't have to follow these rules and regulations because he is beyond all rules and regulations. So the sannyasi is carrying danda to remind himself and to proclaim to the world that he is renounced. Mahaprabhu doesn't have to remind himself, he is the most renounced. Krishna is the most renounced. So he doesn't have to follow the external rules and regulations. So Nityananda thought that I am carrying Mahaprabhu in my heart and he is carrying you, danda. So that means you are, I carry Mahaprabhu and Mahaprabhu carrying you. How difficult you are giving to me, my Lord. Why he has to carry you? So then he breaks the danda. Why he broke into 3 pieces by breaking in 2 places? He could have done either 2 pieces by breaking 1 place, or he could have broken many pieces. So that is given that the Mayavad sannyasi generally they take 1 ekadanda. So ekadanda means I am and Brahman are one. No, I am God. So, but the Vaishnava sannyasis they take tridanda. So Mahaprabhu took sannyas from the Shankara Sampradaya, that's Mayavad Sampradaya. He is carrying 1 danda. So Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu didn't like it. So he broke that into 3 dandas. So that tridanda is a Vaishnava way of sannyas danda. So in order to show that our line is tridanda, so he set an example. Why Mahaprabhu then he took 5 ekadandas? Because that time that Mayavadi sannyas ashram is recognized by the society. So Mahaprabhu took sannyas mainly for delivering these Mayavadis. So it is odd that Mahaprabhu took ekadanda sannyas to deliver these fallen souls who are Mayavadi sannyasis. But at the same time, Nityananda Prabhu showed to the world that Tridandi sannyasis are Vaishnavas, Mayavadi sannyasis are not Vaishnavas. So he made the danda into 3. And then Tridanda also he did not give to Mahaprabhu, because Mahaprabhu is beyond all these rules and regulations. He threw it in the river. So these are the lot of internal explanations Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, other acharyas. Is that correct, Mataji?
Yeah, thank you. But what is the relevance of 3? 3 danda means what? What is that?
It refers to the 3 kinds of truths. That is, matter, material world is real. Then there is Chit, the spirit soul is real. And third is Ishvara, Krishna is real. So these are the 3 realities. And Mayavadi, they have only one reality. Everything is one. Nothing else is there. Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. But Vaishnavas, they consider material world is real. The pleasures and the pain in this material world is real, as we discussed in the beginning of the class. Though they are temporary, they are real. But the higher reality is, Atma, self, spirit, soul, pure all self. But even higher reality is Krishna, spiritual world. So these are the 3 realities: matter, spirit, and control, both. And sannyasi carry tridanda because they want to offer their mind, body, and words in the service of Krishna. So 3 danda refers to mind, body, and words offered in the service of Krishna. So when they carry this danda, they remind themselves that I am supposed to offer my mind, body, and soul in service of Krishna. And when the other people see, or devotees see sannyasi with danda, they understand that this person offered everything in the service of Krishna: his mind, his body, and his word. Everything. His soul is also offered in lotus feet of Krishna, such an exalted person. So we should immediately offer obeisances. In this way, just like a police uniform, he wears uniform, remind himself that he is a responsible police officer. At the same time, by seeing this police officer, the public will get security, will feel secure that this person protects us. So in this way, these external symbols of sannyasi, this tridanda refers body, word, and mind offered in service of Krishna. And Gaudiya Vaishnavias, they have another small danda on the top, 4th one. That is called as Atma, self. So they surrender their self also in the lotus feet of Krishna. In this way, the danda has its own, explanation.
So satisfying. Thank you. Very satisfying. Thank you for the class.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. You were saying body, mind, and words. I was, thinking BMW. It's easier to remind it that way. Then you said there is another one, S. I said BMW S series. Very easy for me to remember, Prabhu. So, dear devotees, it is getting very late. Prabhu has to do other services too, and everybody, I guess, have to go for other things and their work. So let us pay our obeisances to Prabhuji and all the assembled Vaishnavas. Yeah, everybody can unmute. Vancha kalapataru
Vancha kalpatarushya kripa sindhubhyo vacha
Vaishnavebhyo namo
patitanam
namaha.
pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Ki
jai.
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 Prabhupada ji ki
Jai.
jai. Grace
Radhe
Nityananda
Radhe.
Prabhu. Jai.
Gauranga.